in Jaffa, these were pilgrims, people who really wanted to come to Jerusalem, you would come right here to the Jaffa Gate. So that's a great way to remember what side the Mediterranean is on.
In Judaism, 60 years is very important because a full span is 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5, which is 120. So we keep saying we're halfway there. We're halfway there to a full span of time. But one of the principal tenets of Judaism is Lador Vador, which means generation to generation. This is exciting for us and significant for us to be able to honor those people who have taken that mandate in Judaism very, very seriously and very personally brought it back to our community.
I'm really humbled to serve in a congregation where people care this deeply, and that they care this deeply through the generations. Judaism talks all the time about Shalshelet HaKabbalah, which is this chain of tradition, one link into the other. And the important thing about a chain is that every link matters, because if one link is weakened, the rest of the chain falls apart. This year in particular, where we're celebrating these incredible 3-generation families, I think this year is really a tribute to what it means to be a sacred community.
My dad gets to the High Holy Days at 9 o'clock for his favorite seats. They're not in the front. They're the front row of the seats where the door is. Because he's really tall and he likes to have his leg room. And everybody knows that's where you can find my parents.
And I think it's the proudest days of their lives are the days that we're all together, and for them to come to temple and to see us all walk in at separate times.
And now with our children.
And now with our children and all sit in the same row every year. It's really just, I think, amazing. To them and for us.
We moved out here, I think, in 1973, and I went to Hebrew school.
71.
No.
So 73. We bought the house in 71.
Correct. And then I went to Hebrew school here full time. I was bar mitzvahed here.
When I come back to this synagogue, I feel a sense of family, just because I know so many members of my family have been bar mitzvahed here. I know that we've been here for a long time, and it's a good feeling.
One generation follows the other. It's the Jewish way.
It's just a wonderful community. We love it. We love living here. We've been here now about 23 or 24 years. It's so wonderful to have the kids come.
So did you have your bat mitzvah?
Yes. It was like really special for me to see my family there, and it felt really nice to have my friends there too, and everyone was just like so like, you felt like the love in the room.
And that was the most proud moment I had yet to date of being her mom, and I look forward to doing the same for my boys. So
when they do the services for the holidays and they include the children on the beamer, I always think that that's very special. It shows you that we're thinking forward. We're thinking about the young ones and making them a part of the service, and I like that the rabbi does that.
We joined the synagogue when our eldest daughter was, I think, in 2nd grade. And I'm proud to say that all of my 3 children all live in the Port Washington area, all attended religious school here, all were confirmed here, all were married here by our clergy. Unfortunately, I don't come here quite as much as I used to. When I was president, I lived here. I was here every day of the week practically, but it was a wonderful period in our family's lives. And I am thrilled that the synagogue is growing. I'm thrilled that the young people in the community are really flocking here. It says quite a bit for us.
We came from Brooklyn, where we belonged to a temple that was very impersonal. And here it was just the opposite. The rabbi and the cantor and the members were all so warm and friendly. And started out with us taking 2 seats. We now have 11. With him sitting on the lap until he gets bigger, we're going to then have 12 of us taking up an aisle here at the synagogue. And we hope many future generations will continue that tradition, because we find it a very joyful and wonderful place.
We have We learn a lot, and we have music and art.
Do you like Miss Lisa? You like Mommy and me?
I like Mommy and me.
I had the pleasure of doing the first renovation of the synagogue about 20 years ago. So there's for me, a whole, I guess, friendly association with the building.
We made most of our friends here since when we were in preschool. Almost all of our friends we made here.
Well, I think that's what's amazing to me. Most organizations that we're involved in, nonprofits, are trying to pull in the younger generation.
Here.
But here, it's really active, involved. It's marvelous, wonderful.
Well, I feel like I married into this establishment from before I even knew I was getting married. I just remember discussions over dinner, always about things that were going on at Community Synagogue, and it was almost not a question about who would marry us when we didn't live in the community, but of course we were getting married by somebody at Community Synagogue, and it was Rabbi Rosenberg.
When Rabbi Rosenberg spoke, people listened. He was almost like E.F. Hutton in that commercial, because he used to speak in that tone, and everybody would just freeze. But it was still part of the family. It very much was. Community Synagogue has been a significant part of our family for my entire life, and all the major milestones, whether they're good or bad, they've been a part of our family.
Felt really good just being out there with all my friends and family down there, to be part of something that my whole family was part of for 3 generations.
We had a better attendance record at the synagogue than the rabbi did, because we were here almost every weekend. And with our friends and neighbors, all we talked about was the synagogue. It entered into every single conversation.
Our time came, and a good part of it is really past. But Barry is carrying on for us and doing an admirable job, and we're very proud of her.
We have an amazing clergy team, and they have brought so many things to the synagogue, and they've really helped us grow, and we've been a growing synagogue for a number of years, which we're very lucky about. I also run the Judaica shop and have been doing that for a number of years.
And then she doesn't pay me, but I come too.
And she helps too, but and that's important to me as well. So that's another thing that I do here that's on a voluntary basis, but that's important.
And then she couldn't manage without her father, because he does most of her grunt work, believe me.
And we are stories.
you know, for me to work in a place where people, and also to live in a place where people stay. You know, as the mom of 3 children, that's an exciting thought that, you know, maybe they would actually want to come back here and be part of a community where they grew up. And we work very hard as the clergy to meet the needs and respect the tradition of our older members, and at the same time, you know, bring what's new and innovative to really the next generation, which is coming forward with a whole different mindset and a whole different way of looking at the world and interacting with the world and being in the world as not just Jews but as people too. So
I've been getting letters from other rabbis who grew up in this congregation, who can't be with us for the gala, and they talk about the tree outside the window of the sanctuary. They talk about the tree where they went underneath next to the pond and would climb in the branches. And I see week after week the bar and bat mitzvah students at parties afterwards doing exactly the same thing.
We climbed all the time, and we used to think there was a jungle behind it. It was really fun climbing it, but
every day after preschool.
While the tree may grow and change and bring new branches, new generations find joy in it. And that to me seems like an absolute perfect metaphor for what the synagogue is at its best. That we have roots in tradition and the past, but that's not where we live. We live in these new places that every year you have to grow new leaves. So you have new people and new kids and new generations that are going to do things in a different way, but that doesn't stop it from being connected to the roots of where we are. It's just such a great metaphor for us. So.
Happy 60th anniversary, Community Synagogue.